right, end of May, technically started June. Let's do a garden tour, see everything that's popping up. New yard art. It's probably the first thing to mention. All right. So let's check out these guys. Got some strawberries down here, but they are white, mature into a white strawberry. So I think this one's ready. Let that to it first, perhaps. Can't really tell. I'll bite into it. I don't care. Nice and soft, nice and sweet. All white. Maybe a day or two too early, but pretty yummy, pretty cool, pretty nifty. Everything else, it looks like the lupin that was going crazy here before. I cut that back. You can see the flowers are kind of going to seed. Oregano is kind of taking over. I didn't know oregano would be as invasive as it is, so I'll need to cut all that back for sure. Same thing with this thyme. It's kind of spreading, but I really like the flower. Pollinators really like the flower. It's got my Swiss chard going to seed. That'll be ready soon. Lots and lots and lots of seeds, so that'll be cool. And then this is Gilia? Very beautiful blue kind of pom-pom. Mixes great with the blue bachelor button. It's got these two shades of blue right near each other. Black-eyed Susans. Got my yellow Iceland poppies. So happy. More of that oregano and more of that thyme. You can see I just have so much. This is another kind of oregano. Have my dill starting to pop up. So that was self-sown from the dill I've grown all the years before. Dill's really one of my favorite herbs because it self-sows so well. And then you just have dill forever. My poppies, been having a lot of wind, so I can't show you all my beautiful poppies. A lot of them have shed their leaves and are now creating seeds, but I still have all my red corn poppies out. I have a lot of these white poppies, which I don't remember having very much last year, and I have a bunch of them. I think it might be a variant of the mother of pearl poppy, which I do for sure have right here. This is that mother of pearl. It's kind of a pinkish white. It's like a tinged pink on the white poppy. I think there's a better example of it. I think it has probably mated with the red poppy, and one of the mates is creating these very, very white poppies. So we'll see how that keeps going as all these flowers continue to mingle and pollinate each other. Oh yeah, for sure. Here we can see the pink in this one. Ever so slightly pink compared to its white brethren. And then I have these pure pink poppies, and I'm not entirely sure where these came from. I picked up a bag of poppy seeds from a little library in Bellingham when I was there visiting this last winter. And I'm thinking that's where those came from. But they are just this very lovely pink and pretty vigorous growing plant too. I thought it was going to be one of my oriental poppies that were growing here last year, but it is not. It's certainly not one of those. It is different than an oriental poppy, so pretty cool. Collecting those seeds for sure, and I'll spread them around. And then I got my blackberries back here. My marionberry is growing. I'm actually going to get fruit from my marionberry, and I just planted that this year, so that's exciting. And then all of that is a thornless blackberry, and it has fruit out the wazoo. So all that will be ripe here, probably in a month or two. Blue flax, looks like it's the end of days for you, friend. Those are the oriental poppies that'll come up. Ooh, got a little tomato volunteer. Last year, that was a tomato that grew so big. So if it is a baby of that tomato, I will be happy. Got some roses I should cut back here. Past its prime. Should give that one a cut. All of my cilantro has gone to seed. I have this long, I think it came from Mizuna, but it might have been something else. I have it, like 5 or 6 of these plants. More poppies, more of that Mizuno. Penstemon going to seed. More bachelor button. More oregano. And then I have some California poppies, but again, all my big wind has taken out most of the California poppies that I had. There's my purple bachelor button. It's just one of those. More oregano. I think this is going to be the one that I take out. It makes sense, though, that all herbs are sort of invasive, because I think they're almost all the mint family, which anyone knows, don't plant mint where this will happen. Got some pansies. Beautiful pansies. These things just go all year. They just keep going, keep producing flowers, keep seeding. There's some Johnny jump ups, love those mixed in. Horehound going to seed. Oh, a painted daisy. How beautiful. What a beaut. Actually, it might be a Cosmo. It's either a painted daisy or a Cosmo. All right, another strawberry plant. Ooh, almost. Here we have a Jupiter's Beard. Haven't grown that before, excited. Got that from the Garden Girls. Golden chamomile. I have a bigger bush that we can look at, a little bit prettier. Here is a Icelandic poppy that is growing. I have the yellow, I have the white, and I have the orange. All so beautiful. And then next to it, I have this is a new cultivar of a poppy we're growing this year called Falling in Love. And it is just so gorgeous. Very, very mottled pink and white. Similar to that Mother of Pearl, but Mother of Pearl really concentrates on the edges, and these just do such a variety of pink and white in a variety of different mottled ways. So super cool. Yarrow, got my pink yarrow. We got some cucumbers coming up there. Gonna trellis up that wall. Eggplants. Green peas. And more green peas. And some potatoes. Oh, and my plethora of strawberries. Look at these. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe even 6. Maybe even that one behind it. 7, 8, 9, 10. All of those are edible too. And we'd be picking them every day, so cool. We're having quite the strawberry harvest this year. Those peas. Got a couple of eggplants. Sweet potatoes. We got our artichokes. Here is artichoke. And my sea of phlox. This is a very fun turn, because last year I think this was the only variety. This little white centered pink. This is another seed that we got from Baker Creek, and this year, for whatever reason, all of the self-sown seeds have gone all sorts of different varieties. Pinks and all purples and all whites. Very cool. A couple of onions going to seed here. Sunflowers. poppy, more of that mother of pearl poppy, golden chamomile, and here's my squash corner. So got a few different kinds of pumpkins and squashes growing over here. Gonna need to trellis some of those up. Let's get back there. I think there's more fun things back here. Yeah, got a couple of eggplants and a snowball tree. Snowball tree. Have a pepper box, a pepper bed, backed by popular demand. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 peppers, it looks like. This is a tomato that grew in there last year. And then I also have basil. So there's a Thai basil. Here's a lime basil. Another lime basil. And there are a couple of wildflowers growing. So this is that same tall ball one that we grew over there. Gilia. All right, boxes are coming in. The Jerusalem artichoke is kind of withering, maybe? Maybe it's grown too big. Maybe I'm supposed to cut back some of those stalks. I don't know. Really, I'll have to look into that. Because these don't look great. Maybe it just looks like that because it's really hot. This is our first hot day in a long time. It's almost like 90 degrees. This is savory. Summer savory, I believe. Then here we got another garden box with some tomatoes I recently planted, some beets that are finally getting a little bit bigger, and oregano. I swear if I say oregano one more time, I have to say oregano one more time. These are carrots, which are getting ready to get pulled here. And then I have what appears to be a dying pea plant. Yeah, these are getting almost no water. Garlic. Here's the mother of pearl poppy, I know for sure. And it's fairly white at this point. More golden chamomile, more mother of pearl, and falling in love. So they're planted right next to each other. I want to see if they can cross and make something cool. A pink yarrow, red corn poppy, lavender.
And this lavender here is just absolutely ready to harvest, maybe a little bit past prime. We can harvest it and dry it. I have done that a little bit. We will talk about that in another video. Over here we have a loofah squash. I'm going to trellis that upwards. And then we have some poppies and some nasturtiums, coreopsis. More pink yarrow, hot pink yarrow. And got some beans, some bush beans and pole beans here. Bee balm, getting eaten, probably by roly-polies. And here are my blueberry bushes. They are turning blue, getting harvests of those already. My giant asparagus and my green beans and sage. Sage has gone to flower. The pretty flowers are done. Now it's starting to seed. Little black seeds will pop out of each of those pods. More coreopsis. It's really a pretty weedy plant, even though it's beautiful. Down here we've got some green beans and a raspberry. And it is just starting to get ripe here. Not quite ripe. More beans and a lemon balm. There's my borage, blue borage. Most gorgeous flower in my garden by far. And it's edible. All the leaves and the flowers are edible in the borage plant. So beautiful. More borage, hopefully that's a white one. I grow both white and blue over here. And my echinacea, looking gorgeous. Cone flower, very important native plant for all sorts of different pollinators. And that lovely coreopsis, again, gorgeous flower, but plant it once and you're done for. And here's more sage, again the flower's all spent. That's a grape. I did not plant this grape. Don't know how it got here, but it is thriving in this little area. This is my newest addition to the garden. This is my tomato wall. Planted it after I made my how to make a trellis video last week. And this has been my big addition for the garden this year is my tomato wall. Very excited to see how it plays out. You can see here I have more than 12 different kinds of tomatoes. A grand total of about 24 plants right here, I think. Next to my compost pile, we have my big raspberry bramble. Lots of primocanes from my bush last year, and then a couple of new varieties that are starting to pop up. Again, nothing ripe over here, but hopefully pretty soon this thing will be loaded with berries. Go take a look at the beast. The beast is not doing it for vegetables. Produce is having a heck of a time growing over here. I think it's partially soil compaction, partially too much sun and not enough water, because I've never really grown over here. The irrigation doesn't do too much, but I've got all sorts of things. Here are some carrots going to seed. Got to pull those out. I did plant a tomato that is loving it right there. This tomato not so much, but hopefully soon. You can see that I'm putting some soil on top of my terminated crimson clover. Got like an inch or two of soil on top of that, so hoping that planting atop of that with new soil will break down the soil compaction down below. Red currant back here. Was able to harvest red currants for the first time this year. Alright, I got some Brussels sprouts, got an artichoke, got some kale, and some endive that is popping up behind the kale there. Ooh, a volunteer rose as well. There's my endive. Beautiful Brussels. Two artichokes, got this one good one right here, and one not doing so hot behind it. Here's my ground cherry. First time growing that this year. Onions ready to go. Spinach gone to seed. Carrots gone to seed. More sage that flowered and went to seed. And my aster still hasn't popped off yet, so there we go. That's the beast. And over here is my other new addition to the garden this year. We have some yarrow, we got some scarlet kale. Falling in love poppy. So beautiful to have that opposite tinge, white with pink tinge and pink with white tinge. And then to the right of the corn, we have a selection of tomatoes and peppers. These are just the extra seedlings that I had to get them in the ground, so converted this little in-ground garden to an area we could plant them. Here are the sweet peas volunteers from last year, so that's great. Hopefully they'll keep coming back every year. And that'll do it for our tour. Thanks for stopping by and taking a look at my garden. See you next time. Let's grow.